Welcome to my YouTube channel Blank. I'm Iron, and today I will be showing you the sixth of a series, the sixth day of Digitober. This will be the sixth video to a 31 video series, each for every day of October, that I'll be posting soon. And yes, Digital Inktober. I know it's weird, but bear with me, and this introduction will be the same in every video, so if you've heard this, just skip a little bit into the video. And I hope you enjoy it, alright? See you then. But if you haven't, stay tuned. There's way more videos out there that you should watch if you enjoy this one. Ones that I've already posted before this one, so you should go check those out. I'll leave the link in the description. But anyways, as I was saying, I know Digital Inktober sounds kinda weird, but it's a little challenge I thought of. Probably some others have thought of it too, but whatever. For this challenge, I'll only be using white and black to do digital drawings. And another thing that I didn't mention in any of the other videos is that I'm only using the pen tool. That's it. Like the normal, not toyed with pen tool. No texture, no nothing, just pen tool. That's it. Normal pen tool. So now, without further ado, let's get into it. The sixth word from an old Inktober list I got on the internet is surprise. So now, while you enjoy a quick speed paint, I'll be telling you a horror story based on the word surprise. So I actually found 4 horror stories, or little tiny stories, that I'll be telling you, and if time passes by quickly, I'll add more stories into it. Alright, let's enjoy this. I got these 4 from a webpage called Your Ghost Stories, and it's basically a page where anyone can post their paranormal experiences or whatnot onto the page and get comments and stuff. So if you guys want to check it out, I'll leave it also in the description, as well as all the links to the stories if you guys want to read them too. So here we go. This one is called Jack in the Box. It's by Haley. I was young when I had my first child, 18. Okay, so most of these are not good grammar. Not even my. Sorry, not even my. Oh, okay, whatever. I can just cut that out, anyways. Okay, so most of these stories, since they're written by everyday people, they're not grammatically correct. And if I correct it by either because it's annoying or either by just nature and reflex, I guess, for me, since I like to write a lot, then I'm sorry. But yeah, just keep in mind that I might change the words, so when you read this, if you ever do, it might not be exactly the same. So let's start again. I'm sorry. Okay. I was young when I had my first child. I was 18. Every night, like all babies, mine would cry. I would get up and either hold my child, get a bottle, or change her diapers. Her diaper. Something to make her stop crying. Or, yeah. After a while, when my baby would cry in the middle of the night, a toy that had to be wound up in order to play would start. The toy was one of my baby's favorites. My baby then would get very happy and stop crying. The toy was one of those old ones. You had to crank the wheel really hard in order for it to play, turning it until it clicked, and then it played until it clicked again. You could hear it cranking every time my baby would cry. Then it would play and play until it clicked again. This went on for several nights, until me and my family moved out. My mother always told me that the house was haunted, saying she saw things. I never had an experience before until this point. I never believed there was a ghost in our home. After this started to happen, I seemed to never really care. It wasn't anything bad. Like all experiences, I was startled at first. But after a while, I was thankful that he or she was a nice ghost. After all, he or she just probably wanted to get some sleep too. Alright, so this one was a cheery story. So the second story is by Kelly, and it's called Another Haunted Music Box. My father bought a music box for my mother 20 years ago. He was on a business trip to Denver, Colorado, and bought one for her and one for me for Christmas. Hers is a Blue Maryland style magician that plays Music of the Night from Phantom of the Opera. My mother was never a Phantom fan, and she never owned or played the music box. It sat on a shelf, hung on the far wall of the living room, away from general traffic. 13 years ago, it was about Thanksgiving time. The whole family was home. My brother was home from the Navy, my husband, and I, and our oldest son that was 1 month old too. My parents had divorced the year after he bought the box, so he was the only one not there, although he came by later to see my brother. My mother, brother, and oldest son were in the kitchen. My husband was back in the bedroom, and I was sitting on the couch with the baby in the living room, about 15 feet from the music box. Suddenly, it started playing. I thought it was a spring that had been wound too tight and just let loose, so I put the baby in his carrier and walked over and picked up the figure. The music box workings are in a clear plastic box in the base. The key wasn't moving, the drum wasn't moving, and the spring was completely slack. The song played, even with it in my hand, for 3 full minutes, and then it stopped. We all thought it was very strange, but shrugged it off. My mother passed away in October 2011. Last year, at Christmas, actually on Christmas Eve, it went off again. We were all in the kitchen at least 20 feet away from it. This time my brother walked over to pick it up and brought it over for all of us to see it wasn't moving. It played a little longer, and then I got frustrated with it, looked up at the ceiling, and said, "What?" It immediately stopped. Playtime was 2 minutes and 3 seconds, not the full 3 minutes the first time was. My husband, holding the music box in the front door, greeted me. It started playing exactly 3 minutes before I pulled into the driveway and stopped as my car pulled to a stop in front of the garage. Again, no movement from the box mechanical workings, and I've taken the figure apart to see if there was an electronic component that might be causing it, but the figure is hollow, with no electronics. And that's it. Now to the next story. This one is by Ashley, and it's called Creepy Jewelry Music. Oh god. It's called Creepy Jewelry Box Music. Yesterday, my mother went to the hospital because she has had. Okay. Yesterday, my mother went to the hospital because she had had complications from a surgery she had. Too many heads. I was upset about it and looked at a photograph of my parents after I got off the phone with my family. My father passed away several years ago. As I looked at the photo, I thought, I hope he is with her. I believe spirits have the ability to protect the living, and since I wasn't at the hospital, parentheses, I live out of the state, I had hoped that in some small way he could give her comfort. The day progressed into night. The clock read 3:30 a.m. My apartment was quiet. The TV was on mute. All of a sudden, my fiance and I were woken up by music. It sounded like creepy jewelry box music. I do not own a jewelry box that plays music. However, I felt better that my fiance also heard the music. It gave me a stronger sense of validity. Validity. I'm not the only one in my family that has had experiences with ghosts and music. The last time my mom went to the hospital, another family had an experience with music. My aunt was up one night and she heard a noise coming from her daughter's room. She walked into the room. A toy was playing somewhere over the rainbow. A toy was playing somewhere over the rainbow. This is the same song they played at my father's funeral. Very creepy if you ask me. Yeah, hell yeah, very creepy. The only reason I am sharing this story is because I have a number of questions and I am hoping that someone out there can answer them. First, is it common for spirits to use music to communicate? And if so, why music? Why wouldn't a spirit just talk or appear? Hey yo, what up? I guess I'm here to comfort you. Whole freaking dead, but here. Second, how do I know if this spirit is really my father? I majored in religious studies, so my first thought is, could this spirit be demonic and playing off of my family's concern for my mother? And any advice would sincerely be appreciated. I just want to get a clear sense of what is going on. Alright, let's read one of the comments, or some of the comments, since they asked the people out there. One of the comments is by Daisy12, and it says, music is an easier way to communicate or give a message. I heard many cases before that when a music-loving person dies an unnatural death, he tries to give messages to his loved ones through music. I'm not sure if he was your father. It is very difficult to guess. And another one is by Raccoon Bonaparte. Did you recognize the song that was playing, Ashley? Maybe your family has a guardian of some sort that plays music for you when you need comfort. Another one is by Nisa. I apologize. I feel like I steered the conversation for okay, no, never mind. You know what? Let's stop here. The comments aren't really that great. Alright, so the next story is mostly just about music, I guess, but it fits the theme of music box, which we used in the drawing for surprise. So let's get into it. It's by Sharp X Eyes, and it is called Music Disturbance. This is my first time writing an experienced story here, and please do excuse my poor English. This incident happened a few years back in 2013. I was primarily 6 then, innocent and playful. My school back then had music classes, and I loved to play with my recorder. One night around 10 p.m. something, my mother told me not to play with a recorder, as it's already nighttime. I didn't seem to really care of what she told me, and just continued playing with it. I was playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars, blowing cheerfully at my recorder. I got tired afterwards and placed my recorder on my room table. I went upstairs and forgot about my recorder. Dad and my aunts were upstairs watching TV. All of a sudden, I heard someone playing the recorder. It had the same rhythm I played a few minutes ago, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. I asked my dad if he could hear it, and he said yes, thinking that maybe it was my brother who played it. So I went downstairs and checked if he was playing around with my recorder, and to my surprise, he was sound asleep with my brother. The recorder remained untouched at my table. I got scared afterwards and ran upstairs. It wasn't after 10 to 20 minutes when I heard someone calling my name from the staircase in a soft, slow tone. B? Bear? Bear. Whose name is Bear? Oh, parentheses, not my real name. Okay. I went to hug my dad as I was scared, and he told me that I shouldn't play any instruments at night because as Chinese believe that you will disturb the unseen. The next day, I told my mother what had happened, and she told me to read my Bible every time before going to bed, and to never play the recorder after 6 p.m. I learned my lesson after that. Okay, so I guess you don't play music at night? I'm not too sure. I used to play music at night all the time. I used to play my violin and I used to play piano. Cause, cause that's the only time where I had free time, like I do right now. Like I'm recording at midnight. Oh god, I'm a night owl, I guess, but screw it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you learned a lesson, I guess. I hope you don't try playing music at night. And if you do, just tell me what happens or something. It might be fun to hear you guys out. I think it's always fun to hear someone out in their weird experiences and stuff. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it makes you want to subscribe. I hope it makes you want to click the notification bell, leave a like, drop a comment, and watch the next or watch the videos before this one. I'll see you around. Bye!